Hey, it's Soul with another Dragonflights alpha coverage sort of video. If you don't mind, like the video, subscribe for more content. And today I'm going to break into the city and do kind of a walking tour, kind of a practical look of how players are going to be looking at this city, as well as do a bit of a tour. And I'm about to crash through a wall, aren't I? Yep, yeah, oh boy. Okay, anyway, so what... So obviously we're in the alpha. We're gonna head over there right now. We're gonna land. We're gonna take a look at stuff and try to have ourselves a good time. I'm probably gonna get lost more than once as I give this bit of a walk and talk and tour. But we can, just kind of get an idea of what the experience is going to be like as soon as we land. What's going to be the day to day? What's it going to feel like? That sort of thing. And you can tell right now we're recording this a little bit late. It's you can see that it's 9:42 p.m. server time over here. It is going to be a little bit dark. But when I looked at the city at first, this had a sort of like a really cool nighttime vibe. Now, dusk in the world of Warcraft is not very dusk, but when the time comes, I'm definitely going to be popping inky black potions and seeing how this city looks then. I have a feeling it's going to look really, really neat. But then here it is. Here's Valdrakken, or Thaldraz is the zone, but Valdrakken is pretty much everything that you see here. It's very mountainous, multi-layered. It has the same sort of vibe as like Borealis, but probably more so. Here's a city, probably more so Dazar'alor, the capital for the Horde over in Zandalar. So here at the flight point, this is where pretty much everyone's going to land, and people are going to be like, wow, man, how was your adventure? And then you're going to be like, oh, well, someone dumped my key and, they suck, whatever. But then here we are, and this, I guess, is like the main area. So here we're going to see, like, just to our right, immediately to our right, auction house. So let's take a look inside. And by the way, here's one of their mailboxes right over there. Very neat. But we just have your good old auction house building right over here. Perfectly accessible. Doesn't matter if you are an engineer or not. It's going to be for everybody, which is fan-freaking-tastic. Right over here is a building that I'm not quite sure what it is, but I have a feeling. Nope, never mind. It's an inn. So here's an inn, cool, where we're gonna set our hearths. Not very well lit. I'm hoping that these walls are gonna get filled with like torches and some other cool stuff over time, so that way this Draconoid person can serve one up for me, or that person can serve one up for me. Don't spill your stuff. This dude is spilling his stuff. You need an animation change, sir. You're not doing so great. The singing Draconoid over there, Bard class. Here we go. One thing that I'm wondering about, they did say that there's going to be a Great Vault. So where is the Great Vault going to be? I haven't found it. I'm curious where it might be. Right here's the bank. Very neat. Very banky, dude. Although they're just like leaving stuff lying around now, whatever. But I guess this dude's like, okay, all your really important stuff, I'll hold them back there. Me and my duck friend, Humduck Livingsworth. Humduck, there's got to be a joke in there somewhere. It can't be a Scrooge McDuck thing, right? I remember his butler was named Duckworth, if I recall correctly. Don't tell me I'm the only one that watches it, okay? Please. Anyway, so this right here, I said it, this is the main area. This is like the main kind of level where most everyone's going to be hanging out. I don't know where the Great Vault is. Maybe we'll find it as we're wandering around, but let's go up here first. This is like the main, capital-y area. Think of it like the Violet Citadel in Dalaran. Only this thing is as big as Dalaran itself. And there are portals. So check right there. There's the Orgrimmar portal over there, the Stormwind portal over there. There's some stuff there in the back that signify like all the flights. You got the black Dragonflight, blue, green. Over there you got bronze, you got the reds, and then somewhere in the middle is like, I don't know, cool millennial Dragonflight or something like that. Up these stairs isn't much. There's like some cool, there's some parlors up there. We'll take a look at that. Here's a teleport that'll take us to the very top of this spot. If I was actually level 66, I'd be able to see that. Unfortunately, I cannot. But yeah, here's like a kind of a basic parlor area. It's dragon-sized, so even though they have like people-sized benches over there, this is a dragon scale sort of spot. You have big creatures over here, and then little old us are just kind of bumming around here. So let's get out of here, and that concludes the main level over here. We're gonna take a brief detour over to where the greens and the bronzes hang out. So Valdrakken is, it's a city. It's a pretty big spot. It's not like it's not like human cities or the horde cities that we've seen. They are kind of sparse in that there's only like, I don't know, it's not like there are like multiple buildings or anything like that. Dragons don't need buildings, right? Although they do have like kind of these little alcoves to go into. But here we go into, I guess, the greens and the blues, a little sanctuary, a little house. As for what you do here, no clue. This definitely has the roleplay vibe. Quests are probably gonna take place over here. We're gonna be talking to each of the flights, helping them out, doing things. Some of these guys are named, most of them are not, however. For all I know, there's like a whole, hey, join my dragon covenant. Here's the teleporter where you come from because you joined up with the dragons, and now you're gonna use our dragon powers and artifact power and blah blah blah. So here's I guess a sample of a party place or a bedroom. There's a bedroom, and they're asleep, and these are the dreams they're having, and I don't know. I'm just making stuff up, but I guess that's the closest thing to a dragon bedroom, which is kind of weird because that person is a little bit too big for this door, and they have to change into a humanoid form and then come out. Very awkward, isn't it? Little random animals and dryads and other fun little creatures. And I believe up here are where the bronzes hang out. So there's one. Check that lighting, dude. Okay, that's not bronze, that's just light shining on that, trying to make it look bronze, but totally fooled me for a second. I think now we're good. There we go. Much better. Hi there. So now we're looking at some Titan-y looking things, which is neat. I haven't found the Titan Watcher yet. I probably passed by him. And check out up there. That's Tierhold. That's pretty much the place where you saw this cinematic take place. So, you saw Tierhold activate, and then the water started coming out. It's like, and then, Alex Strauss is doing her thing, and this is the place where they started to repopulate and land as soon as the Dragon Isles was reactivated. Now in here is another empty looking spot with a suspicious looking portal. Hey, what happens if we join the Bronze Covenant? You get a bronze artifact thingamajigger, more artifact power corruption. Corruption resistance? Anyone remember that? Further up here, it just looks like it's just more timey-wimey stuff. Little bugs and sand and hookahs and all sorts of adult things, and a random bronze citizen just like, just reading. Just reading. Middle of nowhere. In the middle of the night. Well, I guess that's dragons for you, though. And I think that concludes this particular area here. So I guess we can call this like the residential area. The dragon residential area. There's certain places here that will bug out if I wander around a little bit too far. So I'm trying to be very careful where I go. I'm not going to try to venture too far out of town. I'm not going to try and use my dragon riding and otherwise risk messing with the footage here. Although that person they're like, screw you, dude. I'm gonna do what I want. I'm gonna be careful. I'm gonna do this thing on foot. I want to appreciate some of the stuff on the ground before I totally forget about it and just kind of fly and dip and do barrel rolls all over the place. Okay, so now we're back at the lower level. We're going to go through the main area, and now we're going to check out the crafting stuff. Crafting, because it's all right there. It's like right behind the flight points. So for those who are like gathering and doing stuff, and then they want to dump down there and like do some commerce. I mean, one, the auction house is right over there, as I pointed out. But two, like if you're landing and you're done and you're ready to like work on stuff and make things, you're just like, wait, I'm gonna drop off and get to my stuff. Just gonna get to my stuff here. Right up there, by the way. That's the stable master. That's kind of on the way down. So hey, you want to get your pets, change your loadouts? Cool. Down here is the fishing trainer vendor sort of person. And then up here we have all the herby things that happen. So there's alchemy, there's herbalism, inscription is like right here. Hello. None of these work, but we do have, you know, the cool tables, the cool incomplete tables for us to look at, although the scribe one is done, because scribes are just the greatest, aren't they? Alchemy is right here. Actually, no, these are reagents. I think I already passed by alchemy related stuff. But yeah, each station is going to have like kind of a bigger space. Like if you recall in Ouroboros, which was painfully small by comparison, like you had, I guess it was basically like this small area that was like considered an entire profession's spot, and it's kind of the same thing here, but you just have a much more spacious, you know, you just have a lot more to work with here. You know, it feels like it's separated from everything else because you see like all this plant looking stuff. On the other hand, if we keep going, we'll see other stuff. But before that, I believe this is where we see work orders. So I'm not going to get into this here in the video. We're just taking a tour of the city, and for all I know, this might bug out and crash or something like that. But this is where we'll be able to set, fill, and create work orders. So people who want stuff, or people who want, who want to make stuff and get some money out of it, they're all going to be talking to this person. I will hope that there's more than just one person, because that's going to be potentially a lot of folks that are crowding around one person. It's a lot of bots, man. You can't really, you don't want to congest like that. So we're going to go back up a little bit to this other profession area. And this is where all the metal stuff happens. So we got engineering right over here. We've got, I think mining. Yeah, mining and blacksmithing are right over here. And they got this gnarly pizza oven. Very cool. And this grayed out placeholder thing that I'm sure, you know, looks super familiar anyway. And then right here we have the blacksmithing trainers here as well. Everyone's doing so. I like how these areas look a little bit more established. They look more built. You know, I guess the crafting stations over in the herb area, you know, they look pretty established too. They look pretty well put together. You know, they feel like fixtures. You know what I mean? Out there is, I believe that's another residential area, but we're going to focus on profession stuff for now, guys. And here is target dummies, which is a weird spot for these to be. It's a weird spot to have like all the target dummies and whatnot where the professions are. Hi, Sethrak person. Yeah, it's a little bit weird to have that out there. But hey, you know, when it's like pretend this is the gym, right? Dudes are coming out, oh man, you know, what a workout, blah blah blah. And then you see all these dudes scurrying around, making their stuff, running over to the auction house, setting up their work orders and all that. So it gives that pretty strong vibe of just having a lot of activity, a lot of commerce going on. All right, so we're gonna return down here to where this is where the work orders were. We're gonna keep going down. And here's where I guess this is my least favorite of the crafting stations. This is where you see the rest. You got enchanting right over there. You got tailoring. You got goods. You got food courts. They call it a food court, which is not even a food court. There is not a single place to sit. This is not a bar. You do not eat out of here. This is where you buy. Okay, I guess here. I guess. But there's no overhang. Wow, these guys are thoughtless. Dragons. God, they have no sense of, you know, they have scales, I guess. That's probably why. But yeah, not too much on benches. And currently I can't interact with them. So that's a bug. But yeah, not like I said, it's not as well put together. But I think that concludes all the crafting areas. it is going to be cool that we're going to see a lot of folks running around doing stuff. You're going to see people hopping onto their flying mounts, and they'll bounce. They'll kind of hop from one area to the other because they're like, you know, they're going to be all slick and doing their own thing. Right over there, I believe, is one of the residential areas, but we're not going to go there because that definitely bugs out whenever I get too close. But you can look at it from afar. Hi. And we're going to explore this last area here. I believe this might kind of wrap things up for us. Yeah, these are just stairs with kind of a launch point. Not quite sure what these are. Saddles. Maybe this will be something for like customizing our dragons and stuff. That'd be very cool. And it's got to be somewhere around here. Still haven't found out where exactly the Great Vault is going to be. And again, we're in the residential areas again. You know, we see kind of this familiar area, but it happens to be empty. And this is where the Azure clans, reputations, covenants are going to be. We have some other folks up here. More Azure stuff. More dragons just hanging out, doing their thing. They seem to have a big area. Yeah, it seems to... Ooh. Hello, library. Cool. Haven't seen this yet. So they got a cool library. They've got scholars. They've got this archival studies thing. Oh boy. Oh boy. This is gonna be here. Here we go. Here's the font of artifact knowledge. I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding, but I have no idea what to expect with this archival studies. I'm getting those. I'm kind of like getting the whole Korthia research vibe, but don't mind me. I'm basing that off of like literally nothing. We have some rando stuff. Let's climb a little bit more. Now we're getting to, looks like the Reds. We're gonna check out the Reds' house. So nothing for the Black Dragons, huh? Poor guys. Like, they totally got kicked out. They are totally screwed. I feel bad for those guys. And so we have like these, yeah, really far, really big distances. We are really far up. No joke. Let's go a little bit further. Let's pray that we don't get cut off from here. So here we have Sunday. Sunday. What? Sundays. Lots of Sundays. Being managed by Snackstraza. If you can read that right. Snackstraza. Alright. And one Saturday. There's a Friday. There's a Saturday. And there's a bunch of Sundays. Delish. This is creepy. I'm gonna get out of here. And I believe that mostly concludes the tour of Valdrakken. So let's take some risks now. Let's fly a little bit. So we're flying. We're kind of going through. Even flying through, it does have a, you know, it is a pretty big area. No, ain't gonna lie. It's a pretty big area. Lots of stuff. Sorry for the lag. We got lots of stuff. We're going back to this main area. So even if, even if it is spacious, boy, is it pretty to navigate your way to where you want to go. As long as you get used to the movements, as long as you get used to the locations. But for the most part, up here, main stuff. Down there a little bit, professions. The rest of the areas, roleplay, questing, things that might take you there. But for the most part, it's a very easy place to navigate, given that we can immediately fly and get to wherever it is that we want to go. If we want to head back to the capital, to Orgrimmar, Stormwind, we just kind of go right up here, head right out, and done. And that's kind of it. But this is a very cool city. This is very detailed for what we're seeing in the very first build of the alpha. Now, I can't say for sure when this is going to be officially testable. I mean, there are quests and everything, but to my knowledge, we're not exactly supposed to be here yet. And so if anything, this is less testing and more of a tour. Like, hey, check it out, guys. Look what we're seeing here. But otherwise, what do you guys think? Any favorite spots? Any places that you kind of like identify, like, ooh, I'm going to be hanging out there. What happens when I go in here? Nothing. I was hoping to get points for that one. Oh well. So I'll stay here. We'll wrap up here in the pizza oven, because this is this is where the snacks are made, homies. But yeah, I want to thank you guys for coming. I hope you guys enjoyed yourself. And again, let me know what your favorite spots were. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys for the next bit of alpha coverage. Until then, stay safe, stay healthy, and stay breezy.